Where am I?
To quote my good friend Matthew Dougzone, hello, gamers.
I believe the correct term is, what's up, gamers? It's me, ya boy.
Ya boy. Matthew Dougzone, on the most recent episode of the Dougzone, said hello, gamers. A little bit derivative, a little bit on the nose.
I choose to see it as a tip of the hat to what came before the Doug Zone, which is us.
Yeah. And we will be here after the Doug Zone, folks.
We persist.
Much like Doug Walker, we're not good, but we are consistent. Except when
and we will be around forever.
We will not stop. And we will never improve.
That's fine. It needs improvement, really, right?
The world?
It's fine.
Planet Earth?
It's good.
Yeah, probably fine. How have you been, my good friend, Coach?
I've been good. Been working from home because we have the Omicron situation.
I'm very familiar.
Which I don't. Well, yeah, you are very familiar. Which I don't like working from home, but it's it is what it is. And got some Legos in the mail, so I've been building those. It's been
saw
fun.
that you got a little bit of Sanic.
Yeah, I got. I still have a lot to do. Well, not a lot, like a third of it left to do, but it's fun. It's neat. I hope they make more of the Sonic ones. Even though this was like one of those, there's like Lego sets where like people will submit like an idea and that other people vote on. So some kid was like Sonic the Hedgehog, and they made a fake Sonic thing, and people voted on it. And what the kid made was also very different from the final product, but whatever.
Yeah, he's a child. He doesn't know about marketing.
Oh, there was a girl who made it, actually. So check your privilege, buddy.
Folks, that's our show today.
You're like, fuck.
Good night, everybody. I think I said they were a child. Let the record show. Yeah, I think that.
All children are they thems until they hit puberty, and then
I agree.
They choose a talent tree.
Yeah, you either become a pyromancer, or a barbarian,
or a woman.
The three classes:
mage, warrior, and woman. Great.
I wonder how that would work if that was in a video game today. Like if Diablo 4 comes out and you could be a druid.
They've gone backwards. Like in Diablo 3, you could pick the gender of all the classes. Now it's gender locked, and all of them are male except for the girl one.
You're not allowed to hold any weapons.
Yeah.
But you have so much room to hold loot. You're just gathering everything.
Yeah. And you seduce the monsters instead of fighting them, which gets very weird when you get in the higher levels of Diablo where there's like just a million guys on screen. Yeah.
You're just like doing a little burlesque dance for Baal.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Does anyone know who Baal is anymore?
Folks, we got to get back to our roots.
Video game.
Hashtag remember Baal. Hashtag Baal 2022.
Yeah. I would vote for Baal. Honestly, I think he's got the best interest.
How about Baal Clinton?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I got nothing to add, but
oh, okay. So that's how it is. All right.
It's not easy. I get it now.
Yeah.
Now that you are doing.
Yeah. Now when you just throw something out there and I don't give you anything to work with, and then you're like, oh wait, this is tricky.
It is tricky when someone who's not good at making bits makes a bit. It's not easy.
It sure isn't. We are
Folks.
both mutually aware of that fact.
Folks, we're a professional podcast. We've been doing this for 2 years. I think today is officially our anniversary.
2 year? Really?
Who knows?
Something like
Impossible to
that,
know
yeah.
at this point. Let's do a quick look back, just because I have nothing to talk about. I went back to work. I'm back at the box factory.
That's good.
Yeah, I haven't been there. Yesterday was our 1 year, January 8th.
Wow.
Official 1 year.
Well, we really dated this podcast by saying we recorded it on the 9th.
We did. Folks.
Rough, man.
Folks, this will be out on the 10th, so who's to say?
Unless we upload it on a different day just to fuck with people.
We might.
We might. Or we might just upload it today on accident. That's not above us.
No, it's actually happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
It's hard. Look, folks, a lot of people talk about podcasting like, oh, it's hard to find guests. It's hard to put together the fees to host it. The actual hard part is uploading it on the correct day. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that in podcasts.
Doing it at all. That's what makes it really difficult.
That's correct. Just showing up every day. That's half the battle. That's what General Patton always says.
Mm-hmm.
Showing up is
he always says that. Yeah,
he's
continually saying that. Yeah.
It's going to be on his headstone when he dies.
Well, I can think of a few podcast guests that we might be easily able to get.
Yeah.
At least one who is not doing anything.
Yeah. I'm sure if you call your mom, you could set it up.
There it is. Yeah.
Hi-yo.
Did you see the press release about Dalton?
I have not seen the press release about Dalton.
It's rough, man. So because we've been kind of cataloging the Dalton experience the past few episodes. Yeah, someone released a whole thing like on Instagram that was like, some people keep questioning it. This is not a bit. Dalton is extremely ill and having a psychotic episode, which is not funny. It's a few paragraphs, but it's basically like, yeah, he's smoking a lot of weed, which some people can smoke weed, but if you're having a psychotic thing, maybe don't.
Drugs are bad, folks.
Yeah, folks.
We've always held this belief.
I love being proven right.
Look, you can do drugs, whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But just know that you are a worse person than me in every conceivable way.
Yeah. But just know that
I am living clean.
You can do drugs, but you cannot accost people on the streets of New York fighting them because you're asking who they're talking to on their phone because you're convinced it's all a conspiracy. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
That gets you institutionalized.
Yeah, you can't like eat a stranger's face in Miami.
No. Is that a fun segue into
a
crime? No.
That is a crime that did happen. But that's not my crime today, but it could be.
It could be.
It's more interesting than the one that I have picked. Because the one that I have picked is not even a specific crime. Well, I'll be honest. I'll be upfront about it. I'll be the first to admit it. This is not a real crime.
Uh-oh. Is it not a real crime as in is fictional, or not a real crime as it is like a personal slight and we're getting back to our roots?
I just have the Wikipedia page for a police investigation about general crime that is happening, but it's not a specific crime. It's not even a good one. It's real quick. I'm just going to do it. Okay. Let's just get it out of the way. This is Operation Icarus. Cool name. Sure.
You never want to fly too close to the sun, though.
That's true.
Some people who should maybe call their mom might have in some ways.
Yeah.
This isn't funny.
Flew too close to the daughter. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Operation Icarus is a police investigation into the organized theft and black market trade of religious and church artifacts in England and Wales. And that's
actually kind of cool.
It's cool. I think it's sick that people are doing this. I think the police looking into it, you're kind of narcs, honestly.
Well, I think it's just funny that enough of that's happening that it's requiring like a special task force.
It's actually a $6 billion a year industry of international art crime.
Of religious theft things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty sick. So I thought this was interesting because England in particular, famous for doing like archaeological digs and stealing artifacts from other countries.
Yeah, it's a whole meme.
And like the whole reason that like the Sphinx is not in the Smithsonian is because it's too
big.
Heavy.
Yeah.
So I was like, they have this whole task force of like, people are doing archaeology in England, and that's fucked up. So
yeah, the only people who are allowed to do archaeology in England are like fucking people from, I don't know, like Ethiopia or something.
Yeah.
Or just Africa in general.
Yeah. Anyone in Africa steal from England. It's fine.
We're all cool with it. We've all agreed.
Yeah. It is the fourth most lucrative sector in international crime. Can you pick the top 3 most lucrative sectors of international crime?
Drug.
That's number 1.
That's number 1. Easy. Sex trafficking.
No.
Is that too broad, or is it?
Is not on
just
there
not
at all.
Not on the list. Okay.
That might be 5, but I only have the top 4.
Okay.
So.
Art theft.
Art theft is 4. 8% of all stolen art worldwide is taken from churches. Okay. They don't pay taxes, so it's fine. They're homophobic. Steal stained glass baby Jesus.
What are the other 2 on the list though? Because I'm like running through it. I'm like, internationally, like there's not just like international like murder gangs. That's just like that's just war, you know, which isn't illegal, which isn't a crime. So
it's real fucked up. It's not a crime.
Well, yeah, it is what it is.
Now that you say it like that, it is just like, it's illegal in my country and it's illegal in the country I'm going to, but because I don't live there, it's fine for me to kill people. And also I have a green shirt.
Well, we're both mutually agreeing that we're killing the people we're killing, so it's fine.
Yeah. I guess
it's right. It's a duel, but a little bit more.
It's like boxing, but if 8 million people did it at once with firearms.
With guns, which honestly, when you phrase it like that, kind of sick. It sounds pretty cool.
I'm back on board. Support the troops,
good.
Folks, support the troops. Top 3.
Yeah.
One of them you may know as the Lord of War, Nicolas Cage. A little illegal arms.
Oh, okay. So like arms trade. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, supplying AK-47s to Russia and China.
Or Japan. Anywhere you can't get guns. Anywhere that's not the United States, really. Yeah. Number 1 illegal export of the United States, guns, for sure.
And this one actually surprised me. I didn't really think of this. It's money laundering is the second most lucrative.
Well, I never think of money laundering as the number 1.
It's like it's not really.
It's not a crime. Like you're doing it because you did the other crime. No one's just laundering money by itself. But I guess if everyone's doing a bunch of different crimes and you all have to launder the money somehow, So I get okay, that makes sense. But I would be so good at laundering money.
Yeah. How
Like
would
watching
you do it?
Ozark, I'm like, wow, this show is made
This
for
is
me.
me.
Literally me, dude. Literally me AF. How would I do it? I don't know. Just get a cash-based business and just kind of make up a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about a podcast Patreon? You think you could?
No, because it's not cash-based.
But it's donation based. You just make a bunch of bot accounts.
But yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I don't know how to money launder. I'm not the accountant, quote unquote.
Who's to say I'm an accountant?
Who's to say?
Not me.
Accounting, also a common slang term for sex work.
Is it?
Yeah.
Accounting?
Yeah.
Is it?
There was a TikTok thing that was like, somebody made a song that was like, when my parents ask what I do, I tell them I'm an accountant, because it's like, I don't want to explain.
Yeah.
And they were actually just like a struggling actor, and then all the sex workers were like, that's me.
They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do.
We're gonna appropriate this thing.
That sucks.
And now, like, if you search hashtag accounting on TikTok, it's just like all people with OnlyFans. And I say people.
You say, well, you know, I'm not gonna say it. I don't have to. But we all know a certain type of people.
Yeah.
And you might say there's multiple. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that. But I would say, well, I'm not going to dig myself into this hole. Actually,
I
put the shovel in my hands and like broke ground, and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do it.
I'm aborting this sentence. Goodbye.
Yeah, because we all know what I'm talking. We know what I'm about to say. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just calling a spade a spade. You know?
Yeah. Which is also known as a shovel, if you think about it. Yeah, that's basically my crime.
That is cool. You know, art being stolen from churches, you know, bless up for the Lord, you know. It's hard to do.
They're always watching. The eye of God. He won't stop you. But he knows.
He knows. He's making a list and he's checking it twice, brother.
Yeah. It's kind of like Target, how they'll know that you're stealing, but they'll wait until it is over like $3,000.
Yeah.
So they can be like, oh, theft in excess of $3,000. Now, serious jail time, buddy.
Yeah. So I only steal $500 TVs one at a time.
Yeah, from different Targets.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Catch me. I have a wall of TVs that just play static, and then I sit in a room and I'm on a throne surrounded by my walls of TVs playing static, and I brood. And that's how I meditate, you know.
Ooh. That's probably good for you.
It's probably bad for most people, but it's like how like Adderall on most people is just like speed, but like with people with ADHD, it just makes them like functional. It's kind of the same thing for me.
It just
like Chinese water torture just like evens me out.
All right.
Yeah.
Very, very.
No, I'm constantly listening to a drip in my bathroom.
I mean, you could fix that pretty easily.
I can't fix that. That's the problem.
You're not allowed. It's a union thing.
No. Well, I'm not allowed to because it's like the AC runoff pipe thing goes into my tub.
I remember this.
Yeah, so it's just always dripping because I'm always running the fucking AC because I like it cold.
Yeah, it sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, I mean it is, but you know, I've gotten used to those drips, man. If I don't have the drips, I'm like, it's a little quiet. I can hear my thoughts.
Yeah, you gotta have.
That's when I go villain mode, you know.
Yeah, hearing your own thoughts is not a fun time.
That's what leads me to my dark descent. Maybe that's what happened to Dalton. I'm sorry.
just heard too many of his own thoughts.
How about hearing thoughts, though, folks? Am I right? Huh? Listening to women?
What are you, anti-disabled sex workers? You only like hearing thoughts? What about the deaf whores out in the streets?
Well, you can hear sign language.
Uh,
It's like if you were telling somebody doing a lot of signing, and if you told them to shut up, like would you say stop signing? I think it's more inclusive to tell the person to shut up because we both know that means stop communicating.
yeah.
Whereas, I mean, you don't literally shut up your hands because that's not how signing works. But
just make a fist.
Be like,
you know why so many deaf prostitutes get attacked every year? They can never hear the men coming.
oh.
Got him. I don't really know what that means, but I've said it. And now it's in your brain.
Because the dudes are busting a nut, and also it also makes it sound like they're like after the women.
Yeah.
in like a bad way, like a Jack the Ripper kind of a way.
But it doesn't work because ejaculation doesn't actually make a sound, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I've only experienced a handful of ejaculations.
Just a handful?
Just a handful. Okay. 1 or 2 handfuls.
I don't like where this is going.
That's it. We're there.
Yeah,
it's
right.
gone.
Well, it sounds like you're really enjoying yourself.
I don't know. I've been fine.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the box factory as discussed. And then today I'm like kind of sick again.
It's the damn Rona.
Is coming back.
Everybody at my job has basically had it though, which is weird. And I don't know how I've dodged getting the Rona at all, considering of most people I know, I'm trying to avoid it the least.
Yeah. You perhaps have had it and been totally asymptomatic. You haven't been tested every week.
I haven't.
There's no way to know.
And even if I wanted to, it's not like I could get my hand on a test. So
yeah, it's very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah. One of my close personal friends just told me today that he got it.
Who? Do we know them?
No, because they are not my close personal friend, but it is someone that I was talking to for the past week. I don't want to say they're a little bit like, I don't want to name drop. They're a little bit of the industry, let's say.
What industry?
The wavy air industry.
Okay.
Also known as music.
I was like, you talking to Kanye West?
Honestly, he had it like February 2020.
Mm-hmm.
He got it early, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get the new one.
He could.
That's the problem, is the new one. And the thing is that the fucking booster isn't it's not formulated for the new one.
No, it's like, I don't know, it's supposed to help.
I mean, probably like helps it be less bad, but probably very, very marginal.
Yeah. I'm getting my booster today.
Yeah.
Late night booster. But I don't know if it matters, as I just had COVID, perhaps. I did test negative, but I don't know.
Might as well get those antibodies. Just juice up, you know. I kind of want to get the booster, if only just to like give myself a sick day that no one can be like, oh man, like it's a sick day that everyone could see coming, and no one can be mad at me for taking it.
Yeah, and you also famously got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine,
shitty one,
which, like, as far as I know, just like doesn't work.
I mean, it's worked fine for me, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I just looked it up. It apparently has like a 66% effectiveness rate when you get it, and that drops to like 3% after like a month.
The booster or
the original, I believe.
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm basically
You're raw dogging the pandemic.
and it's going
You're
great for me,
you're
man.
basically an anti-vaxxer.
but but I did get I'll let the record show I did get the vaccine. So
Yeah,
on paper I am vaccinated, which is all that matters.
it's true. The virus doesn't actually know the difference. It's like when you're eating, the virus is like, okay,
Yeah.
this doesn't count.
When you're eating?
Yeah. Like if you're in the break room at work and you're eating lunch.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, they're like
No. Everything's just like, you're just breathing in. Nobody's exhaling at all.
yeah. In my defense, the majority of the times I eat are I'm at home or I'm in my car. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's good. That's safe. Because at home, no one's here.
No one's ever there.
No one's ever there. That's how I like it. That's it's great. It's doing well. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad you're doing well.
I think I'm coming across as doing fine.
I think I'm presenting that I'm not dying inside.
No, but I think this episode, the last few, I've been very even,
Yeah.
very chill, and not unhinged, not super sad, just kind of just vibing.
It's all that drip, 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 keeping you even keeled.
Yeah, exactly. Once the AC turns off, though, it's like, oh. Then I'm like, I need to be evil on Twitter.
Yeah.
Upset one person.
Me.
No. I wish it was you.
No one can upset me on Twitter except mostly everyone.
Really?
If you love Eminem, you have upset me on Twitter.
Even if you love Eminem.
People love Eminem. And so do I. But if you love Eminem, you have upset me on Twitter.
So you upset yourself on Twitter?
All the time.
Yeah, actually, I believe that for sure.
Yeah. We're halfway. Do you want to slide into those crime DMs?
Sure. So this is about I say a little girl, a girl who's actually older than me, Kaylee Sawyer, and back in 2016 she was, spoiler alert, kidnapped, and you'll never guess what happened after she was kidnapped.
She escaped.
She did not. Well, I mean, depending on how you look at it, you could argue she escaped the mortal plane.
Okay.
We all
want to do that.
Yeah. So this is going to be me remembering a YouTube video I watched. So let's give me a grain of salt or a spoonful of salt, perhaps. Actually, wait. Do you want to like vamp real quick while I stir the pot?
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking? Okay.
Metaphorically speaking, I will vamp.
Cool.
Folks, check this out. Rock, salt. Salt's just a rock. It's literally like they just find it on the ground and they're like, this rock looks pretty tasty. And it's white. Can you believe that? They're like, look, I don't know what pepper is. I'm pretty sure it's a plant. It's a corn. It's a vegetable. Salt is the only rock that somebody decided we should eat. And it's because it's white, probably. I haven't looked into it, but I believe the origins of salt are extremely racist. And that's why we call white people crackers, because they're saltines. Think about it. Don't think too hard, but think about it. Saltines, white people, crackers. Salt is just a rock that we decided to eat and put on everything. People are fucking putting salt on ice cream, salted caramel. It's like, when will it end, dude? What's happening? What is this, Gordon Ramsay? Just walking along hiking? Like, oh, look, a stone. Grow up, dude. just fucking grow up.
What? What was that? Who's supposed to grow up?
Gordon Ramsay.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair.
yeah, you'll probably never know what happened there, but if you listen, it might be interesting.
Folks, let me know in the comments if it was good.
Vote on your phones now if Coach should go back and listen.
Sound off in the Discord, the usual bullshit. Check out our Twitter, Bad Boy Crimes Pod, on Twitter, and in our pinned tweet is the Discord, and you can be our friend, but in like a one-sided, socially parasitic kind of a way. But it's fine, unless you break through that threshold, and then you can be a true homie.
Yeah,
which is a tier on our Patreon. No, it's not, but it should be.
No, it shouldn't. We shouldn't have that.
We
I don't want
not.
people to pay for anything.
Yeah. Communist skill shy, folks.
Yeah.
No one should pay for anything, including your music.
That's true. If you pay for my music, you're a fucking idiot.
I pay for your music. You're like, well, I said
present company excluded.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just like listen on your preferred streaming platform. Do the ad version. Get ad block. I don't deserve it. Or just slide into the kidsquid.bandcamp.com. Drop a 10 spot. New stuff coming soon, eventually, probably.
Who knows?
Who's to say?
But
I don't know.
You can't trust your own word.
Well, I have to trust my famous music pal that I was discussing with, who got COVID recently, as of today.
You want to type out who it is in the chat?
You don't know who it is.
Okay, so that's good enough for me. I'm like, is it someone from Twice?
Yeah.
No? Okay, then.
No. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd be very excited about that. I had a dream I was dating one of the girls from Twice, and I was like, I need to stop.
Rough.
I was like, oh, my life is going great.
I will
anyway, back
say
to the crimes. Well, you can say your piece.
They have 45,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so fairly small, but about 45,000 times bigger than me.
So you have one monthly listener?
Roughly, yes.
Is it you?
It's absolutely me.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
so go
great.
on with your crime.
My crime. So Kaylee Sawyer was driving home. What are you eating?
This little pretzel thing.
Oh, nice. Ooh. Oh, I saw you post a picture of that on in the Discord.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's a little Rolo with an M&M on top of a pretzel.
That's a good combo. I love like pretzels and chocolate. I mean, who doesn't? Salty and sweet is a good combination. But anyway, back to the crimes. That's what you people are here for. What do I mean by you people? Who's to say? So yeah, Kaylee was driving home from an event with her boyfriend, and they had a little fight. And so the boyfriend's like, I'm going to go cool off and go upstairs, and she's going to stay in the car. And then so he was like cooling off, and it's like, man, it's been a minute. Where's my damn sweetie? And then he goes back outside, and she's not in the car. She's vanished.
A little Chris Angel moment.
So they're doing a little bit of a search for this person. And then at one point, some lady goes up to the cops and was like, yo, my husband, I'm pretty sure, like, fucking killed her. And so meanwhile, while that's happening, the husband's like dipped out of because it's all this happened in Oregon. So he's like, well, I'm fucking piecing out. And the husband was a security guard at
Of
the
course,
school.
ACAB.
ACAB baby. The security guard at the school that she was like attending or something. And so what happened was he picked her up because she was like drunk, and apparently security guards will like give people rides, which sounds insane, but I wouldn't. I'd be like, I just fucking walk and
Are you
whatever
getting
happens.
his
To me.
little golf cart? No, thank you.
You know, he had a real car, and so he apparently picked her up, and you know, upon realizing what happened, like they then took her phone from her when she was in the vehicle, so she couldn't call anybody. And then
You can't be giving up your telephone.
And then you know what he did? He unfortunately raped her, and then killed her with a big rock, and then dumped her body in a ditch. And I think also like chopped up pieces of her. I can't remember if that's true or not. You know, because I'm remembering a video I watched. It certainly sounds more interesting if that happens. So let's say that we're the best true crime podcast in the game, folks.
Our version of true crime is like when you're doing a test in middle school, it's true false, and you try and do like a T and an F. You just try and get plausible deniability. Like no, that was an F, I promise.
Yeah, and the name of the security guard is Edwin Lara, by the way.
Doxed.
And so what his wife knows is that he killed the lady because he told his wife that what he had done, and instead of saying, "Oh, I raped a girl," and then hit her over the head with a rock like a caveman, he accidentally hit Kaylee with his car and then hid the body because he didn't want to get caught. And so, you know, whatever. The interesting part of the story is not necessarily any of the stuff involving the girl getting murdered, but then like basically while he's fleeing, like he finds some other girl whose name I don't remember, and like gets her at gunpoint. He's like, "Take me to California." And
the
then
land of no crime.
And then like the whole way there, he's kidnapped somebody else, and they like also do like, then there's a carjacking, and then like he almost gets caught and then like fucking shoots somebody else. And then like, he's still getting away with it. And then like, as they're going through Northern California, he's like, he calls 911 and basically just like, yeah, I killed somebody, and I also have kidnapped someone, and I have a gun, and I'm speeding, but I'm going to turn myself in, but like not now. I'm going to turn myself in later.
Yeah.
And like the 911 operator is like, "Are you going to turn yourself in?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want to pull over now? Like there's cops behind you." He's like, "No, I'm going to do it over. I'm going to go to this next city." He's like, "You want to do it now?" And he's like, "No." Eventually they talk him down to just pulling over, but
you got to procrastinate a little bit on turning yourself in.
Yeah.
That's not like a first thing in the morning type activity. It's like an afternoon thing. It'll save you like a little bit of time in jail. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, the day's almost over already. I got to go to sleep soon.
Yeah, I guess.
You go right in the morning, you're like, you know, like I got to have prison lunch. Ugh.
Yeah, you really want to speed run jail. You definitely want to try and swing it so that you get in as close to 11:59 p.m. as possible.
Yeah,
because a day is a day. They're not
That
counting
counts.
minutes. They're not counting minutes and hours. They're just counting calendar dates.
yeah. If you do it like late December,
Yeah,
that counts as like a whole year basically. Like, yeah, I was in jail since 2019, and it was like December 30th at 11 p.m.
yeah, sure.
But that counts, baby. That's
I don't
also
know
a
about
trick. It's also a trick when you apply for jobs. It's just like, say that you volunteered, just actually volunteer in December and January, and then just be like 2021 to 2022, boom.
Boom. Pop,
That's
pop.
that's a tip they won't tell you on My Favorite Murder. How to get away with interview fraud.
I love it when people ask about the podcast in whatever context people are asking me about the podcast, used to say. And they always ask, is it like My Favorite Murder? And I'm like, think of that, but the exact opposite, but it's still true crime technically. And that's what it is. So they're like a good, well-renowned, like popular podcast. We're the opposite. And it rules.
And totally deserved. We are where we deserve to be.
Yeah, we're a true crime podcast, and then once a week we're like, let's check in on how Dalton Pruitt's doing. Something that many of our listeners care about and are either have no idea about it, don't want to hear about it for good reason, or like sheesh,
or are the ones giving us the information. Yeah, R.I.P. to Kaylee, I guess.
Yeah, she was a real one.
Sawyer. Yeah, she was probably going to pay for that date that she got kidnapped from. Honestly,
well, it was after the date. It was over,
okay.
I think, or whatever thing it was. I don't know, but
I'll be honest, I didn't listen to the beginning part.
I'll be honest, I barely listen to when you're talking during the story time at all.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. That might be an indication of what our listeners do. Like, oh, they're doing the crime. I'll tune out.
This is a good time to like read a book.
This is a good time to not pay attention. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we asked on the last episode if we should continue doing crimes. Nobody told us to stop.
So we did it. I brought one this week.
Yeah. I kind of didn't.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't do one last week at all. So
I discussed laws, folks, that count.
And crimes that exist.
Yeah, crimes that do exist. Folks,
in order of level of happening.
You ever hear about friggen? What's a good crime? Possession. You know about that? Possession, 9/10 of the law, actually. I don't even know what that means. I've been hearing that since I was like 9.
I don't know.
They say it a lot.
Either.
They say it a lot on TV. Not anymore. But I heard it a lot growing up. People would always say it to me on the schoolyard.
I can't say anybody said anything about possession on the schoolyard to me. But they might have said something about succession.
It's the vaccine.
Folks, it's the vaccine. I'm confused.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Did anyone at your school threaten to sue people all the time?
Yeah. Someone heard someone say, I'm going to sue you. And they're like, well, I'm 8 years old and that's my personality now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like almost everyone I went to school with in like 3rd grade, their dad was a lawyer at the time.
They didn't have a firm grasp of what a lawyer was, but they've heard suing people.
And lawyers do that.
Yeah. I should have been a lawyer.
You might be. Honestly, your profession is up in the air as far as this podcast is concerned. You might be a lawyer or you might be a professional podcaster.
That's what the girls on Tinder know. Hello.
If you are on a dating app, what do you think?
Swipe right.
What are you thinking about this podcast if you've gotten this far into this episode?
I feel like this is a pretty decent one though. There's certainly worse ones to have listened to.
Absolutely.
There's certainly worse ones.
I think honestly, I went off when you were stirring the pot. I went hard and I really put a lot of my energy into that. Now
you're like, I'm like out of steam.
You're
out of gas.
I didn't know you were going to be gone so long. It was
Oh,
like
I also
a
didn't
minute
realize
12.
yeah, well, I was like, shit, this was proceeding further than I thought, so I had to do a little
Yeah,
corrections, but it's fine.
it's fine. I handled it.
You did very
It was
well,
seamless. Told Gordon
admirably.
Ramsay to grow the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon.
Gordon.
Who's running your YouTube channel, Gordon?
His channel is weird.
It's weird, right?
Because yeah. Because I like it used to pop up a lot in my recommended because I watched a lot of like food YouTube, and it's like segments of like what looks to be like a professionally produced TV show for an actual network, and then like also weird shit. His Instagram's also strange.
Yeah.
I don't know why I follow his Instagram honestly because it's not very good.
I have never looked at it.
It's not the twice Instagram, so I'm not super invested.
He's got these like someone's running his YouTube channel that's like 10 recipes that'll blow your dick hair back or something like the titles of his YouTube videos are very strange.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of the trend with food YouTube in general. It's just they have these like dumbass fucking names. Oh, his under 10 series. He released something 7 hours ago. He cooks a steak, fried rice, and fried eggs in under 10 minutes. Unbelievable.
That steak's not going to be well done. Isn't it fucked up that like the universally agreed upon worst way to cook a steak is well done? Doesn't that send the wrong message?
Yeah, it should. Well, rare should be well done. And then well done should be charcoal.
It should be rare that anyone gets a well done steak.
Folks, wow, we really turned the whole food world upside down this episode. I think we're like number 1 true crime podcast or number 2 food podcast.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that wasn't even like totally a bit.
Yeah, we do discuss food quite often.
I think it's good. I think the people like it.
Enjoy food.
I agree. Finally, chemistry, folks.
This is what I imagine your Tinder conversations are like. I enjoy food. Me too. Wow. We're really hitting it off right now.
Dude, you have no fucking idea. I had the worst date. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast yet.
No, you refuse to discuss your excursions.
Okay, so I had a really bad date before I went to Richmond, where it's like we met up at a bar, and also weird. She asked. She was like, "Do you want to meet at like 8 or 9?" And I was like, "Well, 8, I guess, because like theoretically, if you have to be somewhere at a certain point, I get an extra hour if I pick 8."
Yeah,
that's what I think most people would assume. Like, I don't have anything going on, so I can go at 8, and then sure. But I was really being scheduled for an hour-long block of time, which is weird. But I show up, and the girl just like is very quiet, which like I get. People are shy meeting new people and stuff, and that's fine.
Couldn't be me.
You definitely
just a
not
ball
you.
of charisma.
Yeah, between the two of us, that's you. It's not me.
It's definitely not me. Did I mention that Jamal called me out for shaking his hand?
No.
Yeah.
Did you?
I did mention that I shook his hand and I outed myself as a white person. And then like a month and a half after that, he like called me out we're just having a discussion about video games. He's like, "Why'd you shake my hand when you met me? That was really weird. That was super like uncomfortable of you." And I thought about that for like 2 days after you did
I honestly don't think that's that weird. Like, if it wasn't for the pandemic thing, like
nobody in that building shakes hands. It's all fist bumps.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
it's even elbow bumps.
elbow bumps. That's like the cool thing to do now. But yeah, I guess
Isn't
it's
it?
sort of like a blue collar, white collar thing.
I think it's
And also like maybe an ethnic thing. I don't know.
I think it's a cultural difference.
Cultural. That's a good word for it, man. Cultural. It can do a lot of work. Very versatile.
Yeah, I think. Okay, go on. This is totally unrelated. I think all food tastes the same to everybody. It's just the difference is culture and exposure.
Yeah, we all have different cultural contexts. Sure.
I think like tomatoes taste the same to everybody, and some people just don't like them because of culture and exposure. And then people are all like, "Oh, what about cilantro? It tastes like soap to some people." And I think that's a brain thing. They didn't sequence the cilantro genome. They don't know shit.
So you're accusing those cilantro truthers, to be lying?
Well, like I realized I've always been middling on cilantro.
It's fine, but I don't think it tastes like soap.
A lot of people are like, I love cilantro, or if there's any cilantro anywhere near my food, I will vomit. It's very polarizing, and I've always been like, it's fine. Like if it's there, I don't care. I'll ask for it just because I think there might be a vitamin in there, maybe.
It's a leafy green.
Yeah,
there's fiber in there.
I realized like 2 years ago, somebody asked me what cilantro tastes like. I'm like, I don't know. It's like kind of waxy and like weird. And they're like, does it taste like soap? I'm like, oh yeah. You know what? Kind of does.
You had the soap gene the whole time.
And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get why people love it, but it's fine.
I mean, I don't love it, but I think it adds like a little freshness to things. But I don't think it tastes like soap. In there. You can have too much of it, though. I made a plate of nachos once. I just took like a whole fucking bundle of cilantro that you get at the store and put that all on top. That was disgusting. I don't think any of you like cilantro. That's a pleasant experience.
I used to work at a burrito restaurant, and somebody asked for like 2 handfuls of cilantro on their burrito. Like,
was it Chipotle?
No, it's not Chipotle.
Is it a Canadian brand?
It was a local, yeah.
Oh, well, it's local. We don't want to dox.
Yeah. I mean, I don't work there anymore, but they did recognize me 3 months ago. I haven't worked there in 5 years almost. Yeah. Almost 5 years. And they recognized me immediately with my mask and a hat and new glasses.
It's really hard recognizing people with masks on.
Yeah. I can't do it with people that I know. There's somebody, I wasn't even in the restaurant. I was outside. They just bumped into me on the street. And I go, hey, it's Squid. And I was like, excuse you? You don't know me?
They're like, hey, it's that kid. Squid the kid.
Yeah, it is Squid the Kid. Folks, check out my new episode on the Doug Zone coming out maybe.
Is that you having recorded an episode of the Doug Zone? Or is that you saying I need to be a guest again?
I'm manifesting.
Okay. Kid the Squid.
I
was telling one of my friends that your name change.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, what does he go by now? And I'm like, Kid Squid. And he said that sounded vaguely pedophilic. So you could do with that. You could use that however you want.
Folks,
vote now on your phones. Does Kid Squid sound vaguely pedophilic?
Please refer to me as Squidman from now on.
Squidman? Yeah.
Squidman's fine.
Squidman shy?
No.
I
think the
Skill Squidman?
No. I think Skill Shy is dead. It's fine. Like, you can dead name me with that, but I think it's kind of dead. It's been long enough.
Okay. All right. Squid.
Thank you.
Oh, the Squid beefed it. You're the kid from Rocket Power.
I've never seen Rocket Power, to be honest. But
okay.
I'm aware of it. I know it exists.
You're gonna change your name so fucking hard after this, man.
Frick. It took me a long time to come up with Kid Squid. Okay.
It took you a long time.
It did actually take me a long time. I had maybe 90 other name ideas. So don't just willy-nilly ruin my day.
Yeah. Did you see it though?
I'm looking now. Yeah. That does look like me.
You were like a blonde child. A kid,
Yeah.
one might say.
Yeah. He does look, particularly with his helmet on, he does look like Chucky Finster.
Yeah, he
What?
looks. Yeah,
I was called Chucky Finster all through my childhood, my
that sucks.
toddlerhood.
You don't want to be Chucky Finster.
No. He's kind of sick. He's like the fifth coolest Rugrat.
I mean, there's
There's not that many.
Yeah, there's not that many.
You get Tommy, of course. He's the
Angelica,
coolest.
Phil, and Lil,
Tommy, Angelica, Phil, and Lil,
and then Chucky.
and then Chucky.
Well, then they add Dill.
Yeah, fuck Dill. Any side characters? That one kid on the playground who's like, "Want to wrestle? I'll make you squeal like a pig." That guy sucks.
Was that the one where it was? It was like
I
a
think
western town, but
yeah.
There's like no shadow time or something like that. If I can recall correctly,
That sounds
Rugrats,
right.
yeah.
There's a lot of eating of sand, I think. That sounds familiar.
Sand? I wish
I
sand
never
was
ate
good.
sand.
I didn't either, but
I would
it looks
never
like it'd be
eat a
good.
rock, folks. Folks, if you're listening when Coach wasn't here, a little bit of an Easter egg.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this whole fucking episode.
It's at like 28 minutes.
I'll pump up those watch time numbers.
Woo! We need it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel like we're good.
we're
We
good.
could take
I
this
gotta
in for a
go
landing.
gotta
Gotta
go get my
boosted.
booster. Moderna.
I gotta go stir the pot.
You're always stirring the pot.
I'm stirring the pot. I got
What's in
irons
the pot?
in the fire. I got fingers in pies. What's in the pot?
Yeah.
Well, tune in next week to find out, folks.
Ooh.
How about that?
Little
Huh?
cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's how we get the viewership up, the listenership up, because no one's viewing this.
You can legally view it, but all the video is the podcast art. But you could view it on YouTube. It exists.
It does.
That's
I wonder
I don't know.
how many views do we get on YouTube? This isn't content.
Like four. Speaking of YouTube, our good friend Oki released his gosh darn space documentary. If you liked his episode, you're correct. If you didn't like his episode, you didn't listen, or you're a sociopath. Irregardless, check out his video. It's like 30 minutes, banger after banger. He goes to a cult conference in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He does a class on quantum spoon bending. Interesting stuff, dude.
It's
Did
crazy.
you watch it? You didn't
No,
watch it.
I didn't watch it.
You should watch it. I think you would enjoy it.
I haven't listened to like the Doug Zone or like Doom Scroll. Well, I've listened to I caught up on Doug Zone. I haven't listened to the most recent one. I haven't listened to Doom Scroll in like weeks. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't.
It's like the
can't
holiday
consume
times.
content.
I also fell off of listening to everything.
We have a large amount of views about the Osama bin Laden versus Osama bin Laden elephant episode. I don't know what's up with that, but most of the other ones are pretty
the
low.
Zodiac
And
Killer one, it's up there.
That's true as well, but weird that some of these like take off for no reason.
Yeah.
The algorithm, folks. How do you game the algorithm?
The algorithm. The one with Barn Dog got,
That one, I
got
mean,
a little bit.
Yeah.
People found it looking for his stand-up or something.
Yeah.
Looking to see how he died.
When I was in one of Dalton's spaces on Twitter, I accidentally did it on the Bad Boy Crimes Twitter, and somebody from the space followed it. I was like, "Hey, this could work."
Free advertising, baby.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, that's a shit boy pod. That is a podcast of equal status of the Loud Boys." Right?
Honestly, kind of true.
At least we exist.
Yeah, we do exist.
Folks, go follow Robbie to his next endeavor, but not from a hate-listen perspective, but because you like Robbie.
Yeah, we all like Robbie.
We all like Robbie.
Robbie, come on the show.
Robbie, get on the damn podcast.
Get on the damn podcast.
Defend Dalton. Don't defend yourself. Defend Dalton.
Yeah. If you say anything negative about Dalton, you're cut. You're cut, buddy. And when I say I don't mean
episode ends.
I'm not even saying the episode ends. You're cut, dude.
Dude.
You're getting shredded, is what I mean.
Getting yoked, dude. Fucking
getting shredded.
Bruh.
I will fucking look. I know you're not supposed to do specific threats. I will murder Robbie Goodwin. In Minecraft,
dude. How great's Minecraft, man?
I've
been playing a lot of Minecraft. It's been sick.
All
right, let's
and we'll learn more about that next week.
Next time, dude. Yeah.
Woo. Goodbye.
Bye.